Justeventsonline TV. You're welcome live on our preferred program, Job Issues and Reality. Today, I'll be hosting a big fish in the Kwara politics, Honorable Agboola AbdulRaheem, member-elect of Ilorin South Local Government since 2019. A man that has gone through the fair times, a lot of hard times, I've been through a lot of controversies, I've had a lot of issues with the judiciary and the legislature arms of government of Kwara State and Nigeria at large, if I may say. So please join me to welcome on seat on the program today, Mr. AbdulRaheem Agboola. You're welcome on the show.
Thank you, moderator. I'm grateful and I am delighted to be with you on this program.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would say that a lot of people, let me say a lot of people of my age,
Okay.
young people like me,
Okay.
we hear the name of AbdulRaheem Agboola for the first time. I think after the happenings of the aftermath of the 2019 general election, and after going through your profile, I came to realize that this is not the first time. This is not your first time coming. I would say in Yoruba, everyone believes that you should come on my And so I want us to give us a background knowledge of who AbdulRaheem Agboola is.
Thank you so much. My name, as you rightly said, Ilorin Agboola. One time, councillor representing Agboola in then Ilorin East local government. Before Ilorin South is being exercised from Ilorin East. Had so many positions. The deputy speaker then. Remember when Ilorin South was being exercised from Ilorin East, I've been a member of task force generating revenue for the newborn local government then, that is Ilorin South local government, under the administration of AbdulRaheem. So I've been again that time the first honorable to represent Ilorin South Constituency at the State House. That is 1999 to 2003. By the grace of God, I'm the member-elect Ilorin South Constituency today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I will take it from where you landed, like the member-elect. That board member-elect. I do not want to go ahead of myself.
Okay.
I think legally, from what we have been hearing through the judicial process, you have always been the member-elect. Can you give us a background knowledge of what has been happening since 2019 to date?
Okay. Yeah, you see, during the general election that ushered in a member to represent Kwara, the legislative arm of Kwara, are put in as a candidate of People Democratic Party. So, after that election, there's this court process at the tribunal. When you have anything, electoral matters that you want to resolve, you go to the tribunal. So at the tribunal, there's a pronouncement that my opponent, that is the party that said they have won the election, there's a pronouncement that they don't have candidate for that election. So, and the pronouncement is we should go for a fresh election. This pronouncement doesn't go down well with APC that said they are the winner of that election. So they went to the appeal. equally, that statement too doesn't go well with us, because if you don't have candidates and another person, another party has a duly certified candidate, so that candidate is supposed to have adjudged the winner of that contest. So we went to the Court of Appeal to challenge that part of the judgment. So, you know, at the appeal, that of their own, that is APC, their appeal, and our own, they match the two together because it's the same heading. So they now come out to say, since they don't have a candidate for the election, so and there's no violence during that contest, so I am the winner of the election. They declare me the winner. They ask INEC to issue me a fresh certificate of return. Then they ask the speaker and the clerk to perform the inauguration. The executive call it swearing in. So on it, till now,
well, see, the issue is still lingering.
It has been resolved, but not finally, because we have gone as far as Supreme Court. And we know Supreme Court is the apex court in the land. So, and the Supreme Court, they affirm, confirm, and said that the whole things ends at the appeal. That was their judgment. So we are still waiting for them to do the needful.
All right, sir. Let me go back to this issue of legal journey.
Okay.
You went to the tribunal, and tribunal pronounced you the winner, and you were issued a certificate of return.
Yeah.
And then, was there any point, like maybe you went to a court that you lost? Maybe at the time, maybe there was an appeal that you yourself lost. Because I'm very much aware that you cannot be the one even taking yourself to court since you're winning.
Yes. No, there's no any. You know, election petitions at the tribunal. If Court of Appeal has adjudicated on that petition, that appeal filed through filed as a result of judgment from the tribunal, for House of Assembly and National Assembly, the final court is the Court of Appeal. When that pronouncement was made, in respect of my own case, they went back to Federal High Court. I mean, the guy sacked from the office. He went to Federal High Court that he has this problem of nominations or primary and so forth. So the Federal High Court dismissed his case then. You know, he's not part of the OSHO because his name doesn't appear with the INEC.
Exactly where I want to go.
So, the speaker and the clerk, they are doing their own legal back to one line. The candidate sack is doing his own battle line, another line. And this we are attending to.
And you were fighting on two fronts?
Yes. Then I too, equally. You know, when there's pronouncement and you feel they should do the needful, they fail to do the needful. Instead of you taking law into your hand, you go back to that court. So then I went back to Court of Appeal again for enforcement. enforcement is that your judgment
should take actions that to come to fruition.
Yes, give teeth to it so that it will come to. So we come out victorious too. They reaffirm their judgment. Not only reaffirming their judgment, they gave them they gave them sanctions, fine that they should pay. Both the speaker and the clerk were fined, and the APC. Then the guy sack too was being fined. So these are the things.
Now there's a mystery in the case.
Okay.
I would say I am one of the persons that follow the story right from time.
Okay.
The candidate on paper was actually not the candidate. That is it. The candidate on paper was actually not the candidate on the seat.
Okay.
The case started with Honorable
Salim Shehu,
and then to Honorable Nilo.
So
I hosted.
You are confused.
I hosted a spokesperson of the House on this issues and reality.
You mean good?
Yes, and he said that you two Honorable Silesi went to court, and Honorable Elewu is the one on the seat, so that the issue is not straightforward. So it means there is a mystery in the case that you taking someone else apart from the person on the seat to court.
The person declared by INEC is the person we took to court, because that person has his name as the candidate of APC. So that person is the one that was adjudged as the winner of that election. So they brought Hassan Elewu through the back door. They know he has some issues surrounding his nomination. He has issues surrounding his candidacy. So they now, after the whole exercise has ended, you know, there's time frame. After the whole exercise has ended, they now brought Hassan Elewu through the back door. So that is it. So if you are in my shoe, you would rather face somebody who was on the
legally recognized.
Yes, aside from an impositor.
All right, thank you very much. Then, if I'm not making a mistake, after the issue of Honorable Nilo, Honorable Silesi, then we have the clerk and the speaker, and even the House generally coming into the picture.
Yes, you see. Why the House is not coming here? I can only say the speaker and the clerk, because they have the responsibility to do. The responsibility of the clerk is to introduce me as a new member elect after satisfying with my document, that is that of certificate of return and declaration of my assets from CCB. So he will now introduce me to the speaker for inauguration. So the speaker supposed to perform the inauguration. The clerk supposed to introduce me as a new member to the clerk. Since they have responsibility in the House rule, because that is the provision of the House rule, and that is the functions of the speaker in the Constitution, is the one to perform the swearing ceremony to the new member. So when they fail on their line, that is when we join them to the case, asking Court of Appeal to mandate them
to do the needful,
what they are required of. So that's why the speaker and clerk now join as a party to the case. So they are not being satisfied with with the judgment, the verdict of the enforcement, that is when they now went further to Supreme Court.
Well, thank you, sir. Now we've talked about the legal goings.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the pesos. That was the time you were at the. Let me remind you, the information we are getting about.
Okay.
There was the time we heard that you went to the house, you were attended to, but you was told that it was time for them to close or something like that. And then there was the time you went there that you were not even allowed to enter the premises at all. That almost escalated into a free flow of violence, but thank God we didn't have that. Kwarans are known to be peace-loving. That as you've rightly done, I settled everything with the legal ways. So, can you tell us your trials in the house itself? How have you been able to relate with them?
Yeah. The first time I was pronounced the member-elect, I feel we are colleagues. I feel the House of Assembly is not a partisan politics. We are just there to bring development to our people. And as a representative of the people, you can't walk alone. So I decided to find time to see the majority leader at home. So from the majority leader as a politician and the politician, he will introduce me to the speaker. So that we have a rapport and way forward towards these things. So I don't know. He told me he's going to speak with the speaker. So eventually they didn't do anything. So waiting when I saw they are not doing the needful. As a politician too, I approached the former speaker, who was my speaker when I was in the assembly. Talk to this man. Appeal court is the final arbiter to this case. Mediate with him. So all these things doesn't yield to a good result. So since I'm having certificate with me, so I cannot sit down at all to say since they are not doing their own needful, I will not be playing my part too. So I have to go to the assembly. On getting there, about 5 occasions I was turned down. So state of harmony. You don't have to make things happen through violence. So I have to go back, then take them to court for enforcement. After getting a verdict of the enforcement, I have to write the CP, I have to write the SSS, I have to write the commandant, civil defense, that I'm going to the assembly. I need to cover up so that some bad element will not hijack my mission to turn things badly on our people. Because we are going there to represent our people. So we cannot unleash violence on them. So, but bad element, we won't know where they will come from. They will pretend as if they are
part of you,
and they are there to destroy the system. So I have to write those agencies, security agency, and they follow me there. That is the first time we had the discussion with the speaker. What he's supposed to do at the speaker is for him to swear in me that he gave an excuse that I should allow the matter to be resolved amicably, instead of there are so many people outside there are so many things that I should give him the opportunity of coming again, so I will discuss for the second time. from Supreme Court. I say, okay, is that how the speaker wants to resolve the issue? No problem. These are states. Though people are furious, though people feel we are on the side of the law, people know we are on the side of the law. They are telling us that we should demonstrate. They are telling us we should storm the assembly. Instead of doing that, are we not in Nigeria? Let's see how it will play out. Let's see how the Supreme Court will resolve the whole issue. Let's see. Now, by the grace of God, of getting there, they have to redo their process themselves. The first one, asking the court of the Supreme Court to stay our judgment. They withdrew it. The second one, the appeal, they were against the judgment. They withdrew. Because that place is a place of where you learn. And they really taught them the lesson they deserve.
Okay, so thank you, sir. You talked about meeting some people. You talked about meeting a majority leader of the House.
Yes.
You talked about meeting a former Speaker of the House.
Yes.
Would you say that they talked to the Speaker and the Speaker did not you, or they did not even speak to the Speaker at all?
They speak to him because he confirmed some of them to. He confirmed that of the former Speaker. He confirmed it to me when we met. So,
okay, so we just say the majority's leader is
that
rather
of
in misery.
That of the majority leader, I don't know. But he confirmed that of the
former Speaker.
The former Speaker. He confirmed it.
All right, sir. From what you said, if I'm mistaken, please correct me. You met with the former Speaker on natural ground. You met with the majority leader on neutral ground.
Okay.
Why didn't you try to meet the Speaker himself on neutral ground? Did you try to show all you didn't even try to?
You know there's process. If you are going somewhere and you have your official invitation that will admit you here. All this one I'm trying to say, I'm trying to do, just playing politics around to make my entry and my things easier. That is why I'm doing that. I'm having my certificate of return. So with that certificate of return, that is what he used officially to enter the house.
He himself.
He himself. That is what the governor used to enter government house. That is what Buhari used to enter Azoro. So it is just as if I'm having my official invitation. So with that, I'm covered. But you see, when there's politics surrounding things, you resolve it in a way and manner that will make that thing easier. Since you are there to represent your people. People doesn't send you to go and fight there. People doesn't send you to go and fight with those people that are already there. They said, go there, go and make good law that will bring about more development to our constituency, to Kwara and Nigeria as a whole. That is the instruction. That is the mandate you have been given as an honorable member. So, and that is what I have done.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We've talked about the judiciary. They play their parts. We've talked about the legislature. We've seen how they play their own part too. What about the executive? We know that we have three arms of government.
Yeah,
and the legislature, the judiciary, the executive seems to be the largest. Even though they are supreme leader, they seem to be the largest. And the executive, the legislature, sir, the legislature seems to be the most democratic. Before you have different minds coming together to decide on everything, everybody have equal votes.
You are correct on that.
So, and on the executive, what I'm saying about the executive is that you have to be, you don't want to execute everything we want to do, but somebody has a supreme voice on everything. Like, okay, if I'm the governor, this is your discussion, this is my decision, which cannot happen in the legislature where you are going. Can you tell us what did the executive play any part in this?
Yeah, I will tell you that I first of all want to see that the governor play the part he's supposed to play by congratulating me. He's the first person to congratulate me through media, through radio, through his chief press secretary. So that shows he wants development. But executive within executive, they have to go and convince him, bringing politics into play. That this person coming is coming from the opponent. This person coming, they don't know, a kind of maybe so many things to it anyway, which is that is for politics and it's not meant to be discussed here because we are talking to Nigeria. All right, now you know the speaker, he has a legal unit on the assembly complex that he can advise him accordingly. That he will put it on written. Anything you receive, you pass it to the clerk. The clerk will now pass it to their legal unit. They will inform him, duly inform what they're supposed to do legally. They abandon this legal unit of the house. They are using the Attorney General, who is the one that handled this case right from onset. He has been the lawyer to the other party before he was being given appointment as Attorney General. So he doesn't want to. I don't know what he doesn't want to. So and he's advising them wrongly.
You say that that's one of the executives within executive?
Yes, it's the executive within the executive because this is the one that goes to the governor, is the one that goes to the speaker. But the House of Assembly is independent body on its own. That is why I'm talking of the legal unit of the assembly itself. Let the speaker tender to Kwara the minute of his legal unit to confirm the true position of things.
Even in the assembly complex.
So, but there are many good things with politics. You only use politics to come to the office. You use mind of people to develop the state. You can't mingle the two together. If you mingle the two together, you won't perform. So if you need the friends of the opposition, they are the one that make that election credible. If there's no winner, there can't be any loser. So, but if you are saying you are representing only the winner, so the voice of the loser will not be heard. So you are deceiving yourself. These are things that is coming into play, and that is what the executive now bring to the house. That's making things the way it is now.
Alright, sir. I've talked a little bit about this destiny of the agenda, that the role of the parties, your own party, the PDP, and the APC. You know, traditionally in Nigeria, in a case like this, the parties we have different opinions.
Yeah.
What has been the position of your party right from the beginning?
You know, as I go along, everything they are doing, everything we are doing, we are carrying party along. What I am doing, I'm carrying the party along. What they are doing, they are carrying the party. They at the other side. At their whole side, they are carrying the party along.
Which means the two parties are satisfied with your actions.
Yes. You know, if you look at the process, you will see AbdulRaheem. After Agboola, you see PDP. Then if you go down
to the person on the other side,
the other side, you see the speaker and clerk. Then you come to see the APC party.
Yes.
So these are the opinion. I'm speaking with you now is the opinion of my party, and that is, the good opinion. Of course, I can tell you, because we don't want to foment trouble. We don't want anything that will jeopardize the harmonious nature of our state.
Right, sir, thank you. Let me put this to you. Not allowing you to the house would add a situation in this state where we are just one single member of opposition, even if it's short-lived in Kwara. We've seen it not quite long ago. Would you say that this is not a question of party? This might be rather a question of personality. Maybe there is an issue that affects you personally, not even the party. Because when your party was in power, we have a certain person that is not from your party, and the person sat through the house. And there was no sanction, there was no coming to the house. So we say this thing affects your personality and not the party.
Well, if you are in the matter and action has not been taken, you wouldn't know which area or which angle they are bringing that action into play. Well, as a person, I'm in Kwara, I'm from Ilorin South, I've been an honorable member before, so I feel I should be free to them because a kind of asset to them. As a former, yes, as a former member. So there's nowhere you have to learn something. You have to start learning it, so you understand. Then we continue to learn every day. As I'm sitting to you, I'm learning from you. You are learning from me. Nobody is in to each other.
Yes.
So now, whether my personal, whether that of the party, what we are discussing here is rule of law. When we are discussing about rule of law, that is the key to good governance. That is the key to development. That is the key for harmonious nature of Kwara. Because if there's no rule of law, everybody will just be behaving irrationally. You don't have rule guiding you. You don't have rule guiding you.
You become a survivor of the fittest.
Yeah, you become a survivor. You can wake up and someone will just slam you like that. Because there are some people who doesn't have something to eat this morning. That doesn't permit you to go and thief. Somebody who get those goods, who are selling those goods, maybe he's selling bread. I say, because I don't have food to eat, I'm in Nigeria. So he's supposed to know, and you go there and take one bread. Without asking him, please, I want to buy on credit, or whether dash me, or whether I will pay you later. You don't have that, you just go there, people will react to that. Everybody, everything has a rule guiding it. Nigeria has a rule guiding it. So you shouldn't be talking about whether personalities, whether party here. You should be talking about rule of law. What says you should do this, at what time you are doing it.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, the last thing on the agenda is this. Going forward now, you got into the apex court in the land, and they've told you and the people on the other side to go back to the judgment of the appeal courts.
Yeah.
Now, have you informed the House, or have you taken any action since then?
No, you see, I am not the one to inform them. They took me to that apex court. The apex court is only telling them that, look, your matter doesn't come to this side. Then withdraw your motions. They withdraw honorably. So if you have withdrawn honorably, it's just for you coming down and do an honorable things you are supposed to do. So you understand me? Nobody will come and inform them that this is. Nobody is bringing violence. Nobody wants to turn this state to. I don't have any other state. This is my state. I'm born here. I live here. My mother, my father, they are all from this state. I don't have any state to run to. This is my. I don't even have this is what they are calling. I start from the time I went to Malaysia, Australia, and Mecca. Yes. It interests me to be in Nigeria. Because if you are traveling, they will say, "Audabo," meaning you are turning to have. That is the meaning. If you say, "Audabo," they say, "You have turned to have." So those people there will not know your what. When you come down, cargo. So meaning you are now a full.
They're giving you your full back.
Your full honor. So I love to be in my state. I love to be in Nigeria.
Right now, sir, let's talk about politics now.
Yeah.
Which is your terrain. Everything has been legal.
Yeah.
You are from PDP.
Yeah.
In the last, it just completed general election. Your party did not really do well. And there was a landslide victory for the people on the other side. Like, I want to ask, sir, have your party learned one or two things from the defeat?
Yes. There are so many things to learn. Even for them too. There are so many things to learn from us. One, if you are ruling, there's no how you can go. Knows is Almighty Allah that rules forever. You can't continue, even if you are doing good, you continue doing good to them. People want to get alternative. Let's try this, let's try that. At the time we did that last election, there's clamoring, there's agitation, there's a slogan. Otoge mattress. Otoge, how this? My friend, go to the streets today. You'll be able to learn one or two things. My friend, go to other states today. Compare it with Kwara. You'll be able to learn one or two things. My friend, when last did you hear of demonstration? My friend, in this state, my friend, when last did you hear about massive and mass looting? My friend, honestly, when last did you hear about hunger in the land? All these are something to learn from. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm not trying to say things in support of my party also. But it is not we as an active participant in the process that will judge ourselves. It's the people outside that will judge us. So we have learned our own lesson. Meaning we are not there today. That means we cannot do. It doesn't say it's our hand. We can't be there tomorrow. These people ruling, we can't say this is their final. Because we continue to learn. But for life to wisdom, knowledge from other places to come and rule your people. Politics is not a family, governance is not a family affair. Governance is not about one party system. It's all inclusive. And that is how you can play it. That everybody in the society will feel your impact. What I don't know, you might know it. We may not belong to the same camp, but through our mutual cooperation, we'll be talking. Look at the issue of minimum wages. It's still lingering. Are we going to fold our hand till another protest ensue? So many things like that. And that is why what we are talking about is the resources of the masses. It is not the trade or what I'm getting as a result of maybe a kind of trade I'm doing. No. Come there and manage people's resources. And the way you manage it is what people will be talking about when you eventually arrive at your destination point. Because for everything, that's a destination point. So that is it.
All right, sir. As a politician, from everything you said now, in the coming election in 2003, it's not far gone as 2023. It's not far gone. Now, what I'm saying is that to a politician, once you're done with an election, for the next 4 years is already lingering. What I'm saying is, do you see your party coming as giants?
Yes. People are tired of novice coming into power. People are tired of silent and non-performing governments in this state and Nigeria as a whole. They don't engage the youth. They don't engage the elder people. They don't engage the woman. They don't engage the men. And if all these systems are not working well, people will prefer another party coming into play. And that is it. That is the answer to 2023.
All right, sir. Let me quickly check this. For your party, this will not be the first trivial you'll be having with the current administration. We've seen the case of the LGA chairman that was suspended, and maybe their tenure will be lapsed in a few weeks, a few days. Let me say a few days. And see, their tenure lapses, they still remain suspended.
Yeah.
Should we be expecting something like that from your own case too?
You know, those people, they didn't go to court. You have your right, you don't have a way of fighting it. You will become the loser at the end of the day. They are giving them half salary. You that are supposed to manage the resources of your respective local governments. Somebody will now say, I will be giving you token. And you didn't go to any court to challenge that. It will remain like that. So that is their problem. In case of my own, as I told you, the last judgment is clear enough. You have a duty. He's having a duty. She's having a duty. Everybody here, including the whole nation, has a duty to enforce this one on the speaker and the ground. They call it judgment in re. Go and read that judgment. They said this is judgment of the banding on the whole world enforceable against the speaker and the clerk of the house. So even with what you are doing too now, you are playing your part. If you write anything, they are playing there. Even if they forbid, they bring about violence, which we don't pray for, which we do not encourage people to do. They are playing their part because they said it's binding on them to force the speaker and clerk to do the needful. That is the judgment, and that is the position of rule of law. Because this is democracy we say we are practicing. We can't allow anarchy to set in. We can't allow people to just be doing anyhow they want. Which I know the speaker will not do otherwise. I know it's somebody responsible. I know he will in due course he will do the needful. But if he fails, well, there's other news. I pause my action there.
Alright, there is other means. You have been live with me with Honorable AbdulRaheem Agboola, the member-elect of the Kwara State House of Assembly for Ilorin South Local Government. We have been having a lengthy discussion on the issue that have been lingering since 2019 on the case of who is the rightful owner of the seat of Ilorin South Local Government. The case has gone through several courts, as you have heard since the beginning of the program, right from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal to even to the apex court of the land. So I think here we'll put a stop to our program today, and thank you very much for raising the occasion, sir. I hope we'll be inviting you some other time you raise the occasion.
No problem.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. And this is where we draw the curtain. My name is Ilorin. Thank you for joining us.